Don't you move right now. I'm going to kill you, you damn American.
Please, don't kill me. Can this be you? If you're traveling abroad, this can be you. Kidnappings happen around the world in all the countries that business people, visitors, people who are just tourists. It happens everywhere. South America, Asia, the Middle East. This is really going on in 2016. There's even such a thing as kidnappers insurance. I am Vivian Gaspar, the host of Stop My Crisis. And here with me today, I have experienced martial arts instructor on several levels, but most importantly today we're here to talk about Sam DeJesus as the owner and operator of Rockaway Fight Center. Sam, thank you for coming and giving us some demonstrations on how you can stay safe in not just being abroad and in other practical situations.
Thank you for having me. It's going to be a great afternoon today with us.
Well, so if you do find yourself in this position, Sam?
So what you're going to be doing with any firearm, you're going to have to worry about the line of fire, basically the trajectory where the bullet's going to travel. So with a rifle, of course, the bullet's going to travel straight. So what you're going to do, instead of having your hands behind you, you're going to keep your hands more forward, in front of you.
But what if they force you into this position?
Well, you're going to have to actually get into this position before you get to here, to the kneeling position.
So what if I go like, oh, please don't hurt me?
Right, so you beg for your life. So basically you're doing is...
Please don't hurt me.
You're complying for your life. So here what you're going to do now is you're going to bump the rifle to the side. With
this hand or this hand?
You can use either hand, but I want you to use your left hand. So you're going to bump right from that position in here. You're going to come underneath the rifle, and
like
as you step forward, you're going to grab on top of the rifle.
Okay.
So just like so.
Grab here.
Bam, perfect.
Okay.
Right, so now you're going to start to stand up. Excellent. Right from this position here, you're going to come into a knee to the groin, and you're going to yank the rifle backwards.
Like that?
And to escape.
And
That's
then
it.
do we try to turn it on the person?
And then from there, you're going to turn the rifle, and then, of course, you're going to put your finger right inside the trigger guard. And, of course, if you're in an execution position, you're going to neutralize the threat.
So
make sure you
somebody went to kill you. You want to turn the tables because odds are they're not alone, correct?
Absolutely.
So you have managed to get here. You want to take care of any threat that's surrounding you because they're going to get to you next.
Correct. And any threat that you receive, especially at gunpoint or execution, then your chances of dying are greater. So it's either going to be you or them at that point.
And I choose me.
Yeah, everyone would. Absolutely. So I do have some other techniques I wanted to go over with you so we can...
Please, lead the way, sir.
So awesome. So let me put this on the side, and I will grab another pistol.
Careful, slowly. Careful.
And I'll bring these a little closer over here so this way we can work on this. You mind if I put this on the table?
Yes, please.
Awesome.
So in real situations that happens at home, a lot of people around anywhere, whether it's at home or perhaps a burglar, or what if someone on the street is trying to mug you? So this is where we encounter with the handgun, right, sir?
Yes. And the handgun is a readily used weapon for thievery and stuff like that. So we're going to be working today is very simple, gun threat to the chest. So the same thing with any firearm, primary danger is the line of fire. So we got to get ourselves out of the line of fire. And it's very similar to what we did with the rifle. The only difference here, you're controlling the pistol now. So the threat would be from the chest. You're going to bring your hands up nice and slow, and you give a non-threatening command, hey man, whatever you want. And that's going to cause them to give you a sense of feeling, give them a sense of calmness. At the same time, they're going to get that demand that they're asking for. So right from here, hands come up nice and slow.
Hey man, whatever you want.
Perfect.
While I raise my hands.
While your hands, now you're going to use let's use your right hand this time. You're going to grab your gun under the trigger guard.
Like this?
That's it, and squeeze it tight, and you're going to stretch your arm straight out.
Like this?
Just like this.
Okay.
All right, so right now, if I pull the trigger, the line of fire would be in that direction.
It doesn't kill me.
It doesn't kill you.
That's my primary objective too.
Yeah, so now here, we're going to have to now take the weapon away.
And how do we do that?
Now what you're going to do is lean forward with your right foot.
Careful. Sorry. I just stepped on that.
So you lean forward with your right foot, and you're going to punch to the throat.
I do have a free hand. I could do that.
Make a fist and then let them have it. Bam.
Okay.
Right from there. Now you're going to bring it back to your shoulder, and you're going to come underneath the gun to keep yourself out of line of fire.
Yes.
And now you're going to take the gun away forcefully.
Like this.
Rip it away. Now you're going to do is charge the weapon. And then from there, you're going to give the command to get down.
Hey, get down.
And if the
Down on your knees.
If the person kneels down, gets down, then you secured your situation. If he doesn't, then you have a weapon that you can use, either blunt object or projectile weapon. So either one.
So is that the most common threat to the chest, or are there other common threats with guns?
There's a lot of different kind of threats. We have threats from behind.
Does a gun to the gun, is that a frequent one?
Gun to the head is another frequent one. Gun behind the ear, front of the ear. So we can do another one from behind. Let's say you're walking in Manhattan.
Oh, that's a good idea. We are close to New York.
Yeah,
we
are
a lot of
very
New
close to
Jersey
New York.
people go to New York. And by the way, there's parts of New Jersey, I'm pretty sure this happens.
Yeah, and where I grew up in, it happened quite often. It happens a lot in Patterson. That's where the town I grew up in as a kid. So
that's where you can relate. But I'm sure it happens in other parts of New Jersey.
It happens a lot more frequently than people think.
So if I'm walking down the street
and you have a gun stuck to your back.
Oh my
hey,
gosh.
Give me your money. Now, the same principles that we established already is you're going to bring your hands up about the same height as the gun.
Okay.
And you give the response, hey, man, whatever you want.
Hey, man, whatever you want.
Right? Because you're going to say that because you have no idea if it's a man or a woman. Most likely it's going to be a man, nonetheless. So what we're going to do is you're going to rotate to your left.
To my left.
That's it.
This
and you're going
way?
to come in and you're going to underhook the arm and
Underhook.
control.
Okay.
Now you're going to strike. So you clear the line of fire again.
Make a punch?
You're going to use your elbow this time.
Okay,
So
good.
you're going to lift your hand up
Here we go.
and then strike. Now, right from here, wait, we're not done yet.
We're not done yet. There's more.
You're going to throw a knee with your right
So
and
kick
right
him right
into the
there where it
breast.
matters.
That's perfect. And you step through. Now from here, you're going to go for your disarm.
So do I grab the gun?
You're going to grab the gun. So you're going to
Okay.
turn your thumb down.
Turn
and
the
you
thumb
take
down.
your 4 fingers over the top of the slide.
How about like this?
That's perfect. Make sure you grab
Okay.
it really tight. And you're
All
going
right,
to
got
turn
it,
the
got
gun in 90 degrees towards the front.
This way?
Punch it straight out.
Straight out.
And then you're going to strike back with your elbow.
How's that?
And now right from here, you're going to back yourself up.
Yes, I want to get away from you when you
get
have the gun.
away.
So you don't take it from me, right?
No, no, definitely not. It should make sure you back enough
So
away.
here is how we pinch.
Squeeze it,
Squeeze it.
pull, and push.
Well, we imagine it because this is a practice gun.
Yeah.
So we this way, and
And
then we
then
want to
both
hold it on the
hands.
person who came to threaten us and our welfare. And of course, what if we're not traveling alone? What if we have family around
Oh,
us?
that's very important. Now, the situation, if you have your kids with you, your wife with you, or your husband, and you get put in position of a gun threat, then you have to worry about the line of fire according to your family.
Of course. So you have to worry that they're not going to hit the people around you.
Correct. So let's go, for example, the first one that we did to the chest, right? So if
Okay.
we did in this position, and let's say your daughter was in that position, or your son over here, or the son on this side, right? You wouldn't want the gun to travel to this
No,
direction, right?
you don't want to accidentally kill the ones we love.
Right. So the great thing about this specific scenario, you can actually use your left hand or your right hand, depending on the circumstances and environment around you.
Now, I have to ask, what if my daughter's on this side and my son's on that side?
Oh, then we're definitely going to have to change the technique. So this technique now would have to go up.
And how would we do that?
That's very good. So what we're going to do from here in this position in here, you're going to bring your hands up the same way. Hey, man, whatever
Hey,
you want.
man, whatever you want.
That's a de-stressor. So it gives them feel like they're macho, and they're going to get ready to get their whatever they're asking
I'm
for.
complying.
Basically, yes. So now right from here, both hands immediately going to go up, and you're going
Don't I
to
want to...
drop both your feet out. So
That
you
sounds
lower yourself.
scary.
It is very scary.
Okay,
Now,
so let me give this a try. I think I can
let's
handle
do this again. So right from this position, what you're going to do is hands come up really slow.
Hey, man, whatever you want.
Good. And then right from here, as quick as you can, hands go straight up, and you're going
Okay.
to widen your base out so you make sure yourself out of line
So
of fire.
I've got to jump to it quickly.
Just like a jumping jack.
Okay, ready? I got to do this. I
Nice
know I
and
can
slow.
handle this. Hey, man, whatever you want. Jump and
Straight up. So now let's try that one more time, right? Because hold this for a second.
Yes.
What I want to do is I want to make sure that my head clears at the same time it goes up.
Yes.
So I don't want to just...
Okay, good to know. That helps, because I don't want to have the nails blown off and all of a sudden it's up here.
In next life, you could try again.
Yeah,
So
I
let's
don't
try
have 9 lives like most cats.
No,
Oh,
my
so I've heard.
That's really So let's do it again. So nice and slow. Hey, man, whatever you want.
Hey, man, whatever
Good.
you want.
Make sure you bring it up as close as possible.
close as we can.
There we go. And then right from there, beautiful.
Yeah,
Now-
second time's the charm, right?
Yeah, second time is okay. What we're going to do now is going to push the gun forward as you step. And you can step with your right foot or your
Oh, yeah,
left foot.
step in.
Right from here. Now you're going to pull the gun into your body, and you're going to strike the body.
Okay, so you're pulling in.
Right.
Oops,
And then strike.
Push out.
And then you're going to back up.
Back out. We want to get away from the bad person.
Back up. And now you want to make sure you back up at least a minimum of 3 feet.
Once I have the gun, what do I do with it?
Now you're going to clear the gun. So what you're
Okay,
going to do is
so
to get
how
it
do I
into
do
your
that?
dominant hand. So you're going to keep rotating.
I'm a righty. I think most people are.
Yeah.
So
Right from
what
this
did I say?
position here. Now you're going to do is rotate it.
Right.
Pinch the slide. And then what you're going to do is you're going to push the frame forward and release the slide.
Now, I know a lot of people are very scared of guns. I'm scared of guns. So what do we do? Just focus and let the adrenaline carry us?
Now, unfortunately, that will not work. You actually have to go out and get some kind of training, some formal training, at least how to deal with certain weapons. Because the worst thing you can do to yourself is actually have a weapon and not know how to use it. It'd be more dangerous to you than someone else.
But if you're taking someone else's gun, like you just showed us how to do that,
Correct.
and you've never touched a gun before in your life, the
Well,
most important thing is to
stay calm.
everyone needs to stay calm, take some instruction, and I think better yet, learn from a master.
Yeah, that
So
definitely helps.
you did bring one more assistance.
We have a knife. So, very similar to gun threat. The knife threat is the same thing. There's a demand or a request the person wants. So they're going to come up either to this position or this position.
Is that the most common place that
For-
someone threatens you?
For the most part, yes, it is. So they'll end up grabbing your shoulder, shoving your knife into your throat.
Oh my God, most people, isn't that going to cut you immediately, or the way
And-
they're doing it might not?
It may. It actually may. So you want to prevent the knife from traveling at least an inch into the throat. And
How do you do that?
so here we go. This is what we're
Okay.
going to do. So hands are going to come up the same thing because
Same thing again?
There's a
Same
demand,
thing.
right?
Okay.
Hey man, whatever
I think
you
I can
want.
remember this.
So you're going to
Hey
bring your
man,
hands up.
whatever you want. Is this a good height?
You want to go a little
A
higher.
little higher. Okay, hey man, whatever you want.
Now you're going to rotate to your left with your hands. So now you notice that the knife just disconnected from your throat.
That's a good thing.
That's really good.
You
But
knock
now,
the knife off yourself.
now we have to control the knife, right?
What
But
do
we're
we
not
do
going to
next?
control the knife. We're going to actually take your left hand and you're going to grab my hand.
Like that?
So this is to prevent my hand from coming back.
Oh, good. The knife can't return.
No, definitely. So you want knife won't go back to your neck.
Yes.
So now we're gonna hit. You're gonna
Okay.
hit with
Do I
a
form a
closed
fist?
fist right to the side of the head or neck.
How's that?
Oh, perfect. Good.
Oh, fun here. Okay.
Nice. So now right from here, you're gonna fire another knee with your right.
You mean the ladies go to where the men don't want it to go?
Yeah, exactly.
Right there.
Boom. And now from here, because it is a knife threat and you don't have a gun, you're gonna choose one of 3 objectives that we teach. So today we're gonna do is incapacitation.
And what does
the
that
ankle.
mean?
That means breaking his ankle.
Okay.
All right. So what you're gonna do is take your left foot. Let me move
Okay,
this
so
out
I
here.
put here. So take my left foot.
And you're gonna stomp on the instep of his foot. Ah, nice heel.
Ah, yeah, I have heels on. I do admit
nice
that.
heels. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna rotate me towards the front, and you're gonna
Okay,
shove me
so
to
wait,
the floor.
do I do that with my elbow up?
You're gonna shove this elbow into the throat. So
That
now
what you
this
said?
frame here prevents me from trying to reach behind you to grab the knife.
Okay,
So
and
right from here now, you're going to shove me to the floor
push.
and then break his ankle.
Okay. Well, I don't want to actually break your
No,
ankle. I
definitely
think
not.
you might need that intact.
I definitely will.
So, what else is a very common way of getting attacked? We've handled big knives, big guns. I'm sure there's some bigger knives and smaller knives, but right now we mean the very large gun.
Right, it's
We've
rifle.
handled a typical handgun, regardless if it's a revolver or if it's a semi-automatic, the typical 9mm or what have you.
Correct.
Guns that you see used. It
Yes.
doesn't matter what kind it is, right?
Doesn't matter.
And the knife can be any kind of knife. Doesn't
can be
matter
any
if it's a blade on both sides or a one-sided blade. Does that make a difference?
Does not.
So
not.
pretend someone doesn't have any weapons. It's just them.
Hands to
How
hands.
do people threaten to hurt you with just your hands? Because let's face it, here we're talking about domestic violence today,
Correct.
in addition to travel safety. And regardless, you can have agitated people wherever you go, even if it's in your own home, or an act of violence from a complete stranger. What
Right.
is a typical act of violence?
Well, depending on who it is, if it's a man versus a woman, usually the man is going to be strangling a woman by her throat. If it's man versus man, then they're usually going to be fisting it out.
Well, you
So-
can pretend I'm a man. Show us both. It's
All right,
okay.
so let's do it. So if we
I
get
could be a
into an
man for a few
altercation,
seconds.
so of course, just like any fight, it actually has to escalate. It escalates from a verbal then into a physical. So trying to de-escalate it before it gets to a physical is probably the best thing to do. But sometimes there's no talking to people, so you can't reason
Yes.
with them.
Especially if someone's had some alcohol.
Yeah, and alcohol sometimes has a lot of how would you say?
What causes it? It's maybe
Correct,
the root
yeah.
cause of an escalation.
Right, and even in domestic violence too as well. It's the cause of the main reason.
Unfortunately, there's just some violent, angry, evil people in the world. And a lot of people, unfortunately, encounter them. And sometimes it's just the evil side of your spouse.
Yeah, and alcohol tends to bring that out on people. But we're going to go into now what we call the straight punch defense.
Does that happen a lot where somebody just wants to punch you?
Yeah, well, in my case, a lot of people want to try to punch me, and my students specifically. But nonetheless, we're going to start with a straight punch. So the primary danger here is actually the straight line of the fist is coming in. So what I would want you to do is first is put your hands up.
Whenever
right?
you see somebody trying to throw a punch, you want to put your hands up.
Right.
Do you hide yourself like this?
No, you don't want to hide yourself behind it, but you want to also present courage when you step into an engagement like this. Because the more fear you have, the more fuel you give the other person. So you want to keep your hands up, protecting your face.
Yes.
And now what you want to do is you want to move.
We don't want to have my feet like this, right?
No,
I don't feel like I'm balanced.
So let's put your right foot back, because you said you were right-handed, right?
Yes, I am right-handed.
So what you're going to be working is you're going to use your left hand, and you're going to take your left hand, and you're going to parry. At the same time, you move to 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock for me is right there.
Sorry, 10 o'clock on this side.
10 o'clock is right over there.
It's backwards for me. So, so let's try that. So you're going to move very quickly to 10 o'clock, and you're going to use your front hand to deflect.
Like that.
That's it.
Because I'm imagining you don't deflect with a fist. That doesn't make sense to me.
Hand nice
so
and
that's
wide
why I'm
open.
thinking like this, right?
Yes.
Just the common sense thing.
Now, in principle, everything that we've done so far with the rifle, with the handgun, and the knife, there's levels of engagement. Right? So we have the ambush, with somebody presenting the weapon to you or trying to hit you, then doing your counterattack, which now we're going to work on is actually punch, and then we're going to go into resolving that, which will be one of our 3 objectives. So hands up.
Hands
you're
up.
Gonna move to 10 o'clock. Use your front hand. Now you're going to take your right hand. You're going to punch me right in the ribs.
Like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And now you're going to go into a control point. So you're going to take your right hand and you're going to grab, slap and grab my shirt.
How about this? Like that?
Perfect. Good. Now remember that elbow position you had before with the knife?
Yes.
You want to put that in my neck.
Okay.
And you want
so
to
that means
secure
me
this
closer
hand.
to the bad guy.
Yeah.
But it's better so that way you have control.
Well, we have short-range weapons we're going to use. Which you're going to use are your knees. You're going to
okay.
do
My
3
knee
knees.
is a weapon. We go back to what men don't like, right?
No, men don't like it. So 3 knees, right?
1,
knee.
and then we go back, right? I need more power. It feels like I don't have good stability, but I'm going to keep trying.
Yeah, left knee.
2.
Good.
And then 3.
Excellent.
Okay, so now I did that.
So we're going to finish with the same scenario that we had before, which was incapacitation. So you're going to be stepping on the foot.
Okay.
Then you're going to step on the foot
So we
with
go like
your
that?
left, and then jolt.
Okay.
And then
Like that?
toss him to the floor, break the ankle.
Push him down, and, well, I won't step off. And it really happens. Right now I'm afraid if I stay on, you might get really hurt, and I don't want you being my enemy. You're too well trained to be my enemy.
And with those heels, you can do some serious damage too as well. So stomp on the foot and crush the
They're
inside.
pretty sturdy.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
So what else is going to be a common threat that someone has when they don't have weapons with them?
Well, chokes.
Yes, you had mentioned the chokes.
I did mention that before.
Because that's common when it's domestic violence, right?
Right. Men and husband and wife usually get into an argument, boyfriend, girlfriend get into an argument, and usually the first thing men do is grab a woman by the throat. And it's just to show their dominance in that situation. So I'm going to put my hands on your throat.
Yes.
All right. And what you're going to do here is...
Not panic, hopefully.
Not panic, right? Most people do panic, and the more you panic, you end up losing time. And you end up passing out.
Oh,
so
wow.
with women, they have 8 seconds before they pass out.
8 seconds?
8 seconds.
That's scary.
All right. And so what we're going to do here is you're going to work with both your hands.
Okay.
And you're going to come up and you're going to grab my wrists.
Okay.
And pull them down.
Let's give
now,
this
the
a
goal
shot.
here is not to pull the hands totally off. It's just to create space so you can still breathe.
So how about like this?
That's perfect. Okay. Now.
No, wait. I have a question.
Sure.
Is this better or is like this better?
So let's actually go down, right? Because if
like
you
this?
lift it, perfect. Right from here now, you're going to do is knee.
His knee. Oh, wait, we go back to the places like the men don't like.
Yeah.
Okay, take the same knee, do the same thing.
Right knee. Now from here, you're going to use your right elbow.
This elbow.
And strike right to the face.
Like this.
Bam. And now remember the control point we had before? So now you're going to release the right hand.
Back of the shoulder, right?
Right to the shoulder. Now you have good control of my hand.
Okay.
And this
I didn't forget. I left this hand here on purpose, right?
So make sure you get this elbow into the face.
Okay,
and now you're going to do your 3 knees. Now your 3 knees, I want you to do a little bit faster and with a little more power.
Okay, so
let's do it.
1
knee,
2
knees.
3.
knees. Look at that. And now you have the same objective.
Okay, so we go back to heel on
The foot.
the foot. So we go 1, and then you said something about jilting. Is that what you said before?
Right, so the jilting is a quick movement. So you want to jilt them so they're off balance. At the same time, you can put power into a push.
Okay, so let me try. Like that?
Yeah, exactly like
Good.
that.
Beginner's luck.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's really good.
All right, so after I jilt them, then...
Excellent. So now what you're going to do is you're going to push with both your hands. So you want my hand to go in one direction.
Okay, like that.
And
then they should fall to the floor.
They should fall to the
Hopefully
floor.
their ankle's broken and I could just take off, right?
you can take off.
My guess then is we somehow go running in the opposite direction of help.
Go opposite direction, get to a cell phone or whatever you can, cell phone or home phone, and call 911. If anything, if it's in a house, you definitely want to get it out of the house and go to a neighbor's house.
Now, I have to tell you, so many people have said to me that my hair looks like a vulnerability. How is hair vulnerable for women? Especially if there's a few men still left at long hair. They're little throwbacks to being hippies. But if someone has long hair, is that a vulnerability point? 'Cause I've heard
Long
that.
hair actually is easy tool for people to grab. Even men, when women fight with women, they tend to grab each other's hair and
What can I do? Just pull away?
No, pulling away, you end up losing hair. So
That sounds painful. I know when I brush my hair, it's painful.
it is. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a situation where I grab your hair from the front. So this here, you want to make sure that you have both hands controlled.
Okay.
And you want to press down because if I pull, you're gonna lose hair.
Okay, so let's give it a
So
shot.
I don't want to really mess your hair up, but I'm gonna put my hand just like this.
Okay.
So if I was pulling you, you're gonna use press with both hands down.
Right? Is that good?
You want to make sure you get on the fist.
On the fist.
And now what you do is you want to lean your head forward and you're going to rotate in the pinky side down.
Pinky side down, like
that's
that.
It. Perfect, good.
And now, am I allowed to kick the person in their face or something?
You're going to start kicking right now.
Like,
So
how about this? Get him in the nose, right?
in the face, good. And you can do as many as you need to.
And then with them taking gravity with my force, bringing them down, if I get a good knee and your nose is broken, is that right?
Done deal.
Okay.
Game is over.
Fantastic. I think this is enough for today.
Thank you
I
very
appreciate very much having you on.
was a
And you know
pleasure.
what? I think everyone should find your school, or if they're nowhere near close to it, they could ask you if there's a sister school that's closer to them, right?
There is actually. There's a good friend of mine, Dave Ferreira. He's up in Hackettstown, New Jersey, and we have another friend of mine who's out in Pennsylvania, and it's Hudson Valley, Haganah. So these are two.
There's a
guys
few
that-
locations then.
There's quite a few. There's actually a few schools in New Jersey that are starting to open up to as well, that are starting to come aboard with our organization too as
And
well.
I heard some little birdie told me that you actually helped teach this amazing form of self-defense to some very important people.
I have. I've taught many law enforcement. I was actually very fortunate enough to teach and help the founder, Mike Kanarick, teach New York Police Department
Excellent.
agents too as well. So I teach law enforcement in my town, fire department guys too as well, and also guys from the military.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much, Sam. Appreciate
Thank
you
you
coming
very
by.
much.
Thank